not dressed more formally? And why would Ghani's wife attend a meeting with the Americans? He opened the door to his office and found a man sitting in a chair in front of his desk. A small girl who appeared to be a tween was playing on the floor in front of his feet. It took a split second, but then he recognized the man, a friend Khan had known since childhood, and someone who had proven fearless over 20 years of war. Only now, for the first time in Khan's life, he saw fear in the man's eyes. Khan said, "John, what are you doing here? And who's the child?" Khan knew John's wife had died from cancer a few years ago, and his son was now in the fight himself, a second-generation war. John said, "My son was killed in Jalalabad last night. This is my sister's child. She asked me to take her to America. She fears for her future." Taken aback, Khan said, "John, I'm so sorry." They'd both lost friends in the war, but Khan had never lost a relative. He said, "We'll turn this around. His loss won't be in vain. President Ghani has a plan. I'm working on it now." John stood up, and Khan saw the pressure mounting behind his eyes. He said, "Ghani is gone. He's not coming back. This is done. And my sister asked me to take her daughter to America. This is not going to be a place for her in 2 days." Incredulous, Khan said, "I just saw him. He's going to talk to the Americans. He'll be here in 30 minutes for the security discussion." John looked him in the eye and said, "Ghani is fleeing. The Taliban are inside the city. We have hours, not days. We need to leave, and you have the ability to do so." "What are you talking about?" John closed in on him and said, "I know what's happening. Even if you government sops don't want to believe it. They're here. They'll be in control by nightfall." Khan understood like few others the abilities of John, and was taken aback by the statement. Ghani's aide had just told him he was returning for a security briefing. How would John know more than the president of Afghanistan? But he knew how. John had been at the forefront of the war since the Twin Towers had fallen in America. They'd been unlikely friends all their lives. Khan, a little plump, short guy with no athletic skills, and John, the raw-boned, towering kid who excelled at everything. Khan never understood what John saw in him, but they'd bonded, with John beating back the bullies in the school and Khan helping him with his homework. Then 9/11 had happened. After living under Taliban rule, the Americans had shattered the Taliban, and Khan had gone into the government after a stint at Oxford. John had gone to war. At 6 feet, he was tall for an Afghan, and he radiated energy. He'd started out in the counter-terrorism pursuit teams funded by the CIA, chasing al-Qaeda into Pakistan, and then had gravitated to the commando Kandaks, fighting all the way. Eventually, because of his skill, he'd returned to the CIA and become a deep-cover operative, penetrating Taliban operations. He was, to say the least, a most wanted man, and one who had the pulse of what was happening much more than anyone else in the country. Khan, remembering what he'd just seen, said, "Are you sure?" "Yes, it's done. Kabul has fallen, but they just don't know it yet. We need to leave, and you have the means to do it. Call a helicopter, get us out of the country." "You and the child?" "Yes, I promised my sister. She won't become some Taliban wife wearing a burqa." Still not wanting to believe, Khan said, "But the Americans have the visa system. We can use that. We're not talking about this going to pieces in hours. I can't just call someone to fly us away." John stood up, and Khan saw the fear again. He said, "Ghani is gone. You saw the helicopters. This is done. The Americans mean well, but this is going to pieces much faster than they're aware. We need to go now." Khan stuttered, walked in a tight circle, then said, "How can we just fly out? Where will we go? Even if I can get a helicopter?" "Dushanbe, Tajikistan. The window is closing. We cannot go to the airport. It's absolute chaos. We need to fly from here. If you wait much longer, all the helicopter pilots will have gone without passengers, fleeing the death. They know what's coming." Khan remained still. John said, "Ahmad, please. If not for yourself, do it for the child. This country is gone, and she will endure a life of pain. They also know my..."